that's always my bragging rights to everybody you meet, like I saw ACDC when they were playing school halls.
Steve came home from school one day and he said, "Mum, I'd like ACDC to come to our school."
Yeah, I was probably just sitting at home, listening to the record. It's a high voltage ACDC album.
And I said to him, "Well, why don't you find out who the managers are or their phone number and give them a call?"
Love to just watch them live. So I just thought maybe one day I thought maybe we're going to have a concert at school.
This one special day, we were just presented with this on stage, and it's just consumed so many people's lives, the love for ACDC and their music, and it's become part of our lives. The history of ACDC being in Altona, the people that were there, yeah.
The real short spiky hair with the little flared tails at the back. Like your skinhead jumper with the two stripes.
Just recall Angus doing his famous sort of walk through the crowd, having all the girls screaming, all the kids screaming, sort of, going berserk.
They were coming for a lunchtime concert. I was given the job of looking after them during the day, taking them to the canteen so they can get their lunches, salad rolls and chip rolls at the time, with twisties and potato chips on it and things like that. And then taking them back to the hall and looking after them in the hall.
Yeah, after the show they come out and after we packed the hall up, I'm pretty sure Bon and Angus come out there kicking the footy, kicked the kick. They weren't very good, but they had a crack.
The album that they were doing, I know for a fact, was High Voltage, what the High Voltage album was. And they absolutely sounded fantastic. It was just virtually like off the record.
The soft spot would be that classic lineup with Phil Rudd on the drums, Mark Evans on the bass, the two young brothers and Bon Scott. That would be my favourite lineup.
The TV's a different thing, but the live shows fell into two very, very distinct areas. There was like the things like the schools or the civic halls, and then there was the pub gigs, right? The places where there wasn't alcohol, we had very much a teeny bopper following.
In those days I was a sherbet girl, but when it came to good old rock and roll, ACDC were the band.
Yeah, well, I think they already had airplay and we all knew who they were, and that was the most exciting part of it. There was somebody that we heard on the radio and they came to our school.
We say, "Oh yeah, I seen them in 1975, they came to my school," and people would just go, "Nah." A couple of photos that I took myself at the show, which were also proof, and people had sort of, not believe me, I'd say, "Oh, get my photo album out."
In Melbourne, I suppose it was fairly much a sherbet skyhooks kind of culture and a countdown culture, whereas pretty much if you didn't watch Countdown on a Sunday night, you might as well not go to school because there was nothing much to talk about. But ACDC were a different type of band, a bit more earthy, a bit more gritty, attracted a different group of people. But I think that a lot of people were converted on the day that they played at our school.
I'd say, well, they really did. And then there was those few photos in books that were circulating that had the caption "taken at Altona or Tech," and that was proof. So I started collecting those books.
I had a look at the concert in the hall. There just wasn't enough light, and I thought, nah. At the end of the day, good pictures of Bon and Angus is what was required. As soon as I said, "Let's do it in the Dunnies," they thought it was terrific. Bon particularly.
Yeah, I actually blew up my dad's stereo. Once I was playing Bay Please Don't Go, and I had my tennis racket and I was jumping on the couch and thinking I was Angus.
He gave me 5 kisses on there too. And I ran back to the school and it was really exciting. Never forgot it. It's 40 years ago now. Just always, and I've kept this all that time.
I don't want to get an apprenticeship, I want to get a rock star.
Like I say, I was a young guitar player at the time, and this was a band that I knew something about. The next thing they're put right in front of you, and I think after that I bought their record, became a fan, and followed their career from then on in.
At that time, I just picked up playing the guitar. It's always kept in my mind and in my heart. For me, it was a life experience to sort of see a band like that.
There were big heavy drapes in those rooms, so they were pulled to make it really dark. People had drawn chalk kind of drawings on the boards to kind of make it look a bit cool and groovy, and tables were upturned to separate the space between the audience and the band.
I remember standing on the tabletop because it was so crowded, so I stood on the tabletop and danced.
The band's work ethic, I've never known anything since like it. And Angus particularly, every night, just bang, just like impeccable.
Both guys were very on side. Angus was particularly professional. Bon was just a full-on rat bag. Simple as that. Loved it.
You could see that they were going to be the best band in the world, and they became the best band in the world. And that was 75. By 79, they were the best band in the world, let's just say, you know. By Bon Scott's last album, by Highway to Hell, the whole world knew about them. So, yeah.